I don't know if this qualifies as something you're looking for, but it is certainly weird. I just started as a nurse at a local nursing home a few years ago. The pay was decent, I had a couple friends working there who helped me get the job, and I never heard anything bad happening there that wasn't to be expected. You know, patients with severe dementia, panic attacks, medical emergencies, things like that. I was also told about some of the ghosts that apparently visited. I've seen an odd shadow from time to time, but it was not something I really believed. If any of the older patients in our care said they started seeing strange people, it was usually a sign that they were either close to death or didn't take their medicine. It was sad to say the least, but for many of the patients, this was their last comforts. There is one woman I'll never forget, though. I'll call her Gertrude. She was a sweet old woman, absolutely loved music. From what I was told, she was never a problem, kind to everyone, a bit sassy when she was hungry, and for the most part completely coherent. Her family brought her to the facility I worked at years ago as some of her disabilities made it hard for her to care for herself, and none of them could or wanted to step up. I know you shouldn't judge people for their situation, but sometimes you can't shake the feeling that some of these people were just being left by the people they cared about. Anyway, Gertrude was usually quite active. She was perhaps one of my favorites, which was why the day she disappeared was even more concerning. She also had been wheelchair-bound for about a decade. If this woman could manage to escape, you know something was off. We spent the morning looking for her, even ended up calling the police, fearing the worst. Gertrude was found down the road almost a mile away. She was physically okay, enough to where this wheelchair-bound woman was getting by on a walker, but she was scared. When we managed to get her back to the nursing home and calmed down enough for her to tell us what happened, that's when it started to get really weird. Mind you, aside from needing the wheelchair, this woman was not unwell. There were no signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, no history of mental illness. Aside from some mobility issues, arthritis, and being partially deaf and not putting in her hearing aids, she was perfectly healthy. When we asked her why she was scared, she said she saw something staring at her from a hole in the ceiling of her bathroom. The police officer who stayed behind to check on everything went to look and didn't see anything weird. There were no windows in Gertrude's bathroom, just an air vent. The officer even took a look in the air vent and saw no signs of any animals being in it. When we asked Gertrude what she meant, she insisted that a big hole opened in the bathroom and she saw 3 things looking at her with big eyes and that they looked like aliens. I couldn't help but stare at the spot in the bathroom she kept pointing to. When I went in there, I also noticed something that was odd. My hair started standing up, like I was exposed to static electricity from a small balloon. I asked Gertrude if she's ever seen those things before, to which she said only once when she was a little girl, but would not go any further. Even the officer wasn't sure what to do. But being that there was no sign of danger, he just left his card with Gertrude and told her that if she ever sees those things again to give him a call. To this day, Gertrude hasn't had another incident and slowly got back to her old self. I tried to ask her more about it after she had time to calm down, but she still won't open up. We had the groundskeeper check the bathroom for any signs of bad wiring that might have caused the static, but he said everything looked fine. To this day, I don't know what really happened.